I'm Greg for YourLiveEvent.com, and more interviews coming up at the 92nd Annual Foster County Fair here in Carrington, North Dakota. We got a chance to talk with more 4-H kids on our 4-H Spotlight, and they're showing their animals at Showmanship today, this Friday, so we'll show you some video there and get their interviews and their thoughts and some of the winners of the Showmanship and everything from this morning. And you can watch 2 previous 4-H Spotlights right here on Your Live Event as well. From this year's 92nd Annual Foster County Fair. And we want to thank all of our sponsors for making this possible, that we are able to come out here and interview all the great kids and get the animals in the video and everything, so we appreciate that. And this will be our last one. So we'll get right to the interviews, and we'll be back right after this, so stay tuned on YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm just an independent study club, so I help my cousins, and they show cows and goats and chickens and rabbits. And
You've been part of 4-H for how long?
A long time, since I was like 8, I think. So I showed till I was 18, and now I'm 22. So I've been helping since then.
What would you tell someone who's interested in 4-H? What is all about?
I would say definitely do it. I mean, there's more than just showing animals. You can show product, or you can do projects, you can do public speaking. There's all different kinds of things you could do, and just it's not all about the animals, but it is fun to do with the animals.
How about working with the animals and the kids and everything?
I really enjoy it. I mean, I help with the dairy lease program too, so I help a lot of kids that way and help them halter break them, and I'll help kind of wherever I'm needed.
So who do you got with you right now?
This is Eve, and she was born on December 31st, so she was born on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And
a year old then?
Not quite. She was just born this last.
December,
yep.
Is she pretty tame? Pretty easy to handle?
Yeah, she was a bottle baby, so.
Okay.
Almost all of them were bottle babies, so they're all really friendly, and they think, "Oh, you got some milk?"
So you're showing her next?
Yeah, 'cause Sarah's showing her next when goats start.
Okay.
So.
Good deal. Well, thanks, Marissa.
Yep.
Charles, thanks for joining us here, and we want to talk about your coming to the fair, and maybe tell us a little bit like the fair used to be when you were growing up. You're just a little bit a ways from here, right?
Yeah. The farm I grew up on is right next to the fairgrounds here, over in the corner of town. Actually, the farm's in the city limits. And like I tell people, I had the advantage of growing up to being a farm kid and a city kid. So had both advantages. Anyway, the earliest memory of my memory of the fair would be like in the early 1950s, and there was the fair was conducted inside of a tent.
Okay.
So, and I had a couple of buildings I suppose were here, but most of the buildings here have been built since then, and my brother and I were involved in 4-H, and we had some Holstein cattle that we showed at the fair as a 4-H 4-H projects, and of course there was always a food to eat here at the fair. The churches all had food booths, and we took part in that, and so it was for us 4-H kids, it was a big deal, and especially it was just right across the road from our farm. So
what kind of animals did you show in 4-H then?
Holstein heifer calves that we had, and my dad was I always say my dad was probably pretty smart. He had my brother and I owned a couple of those cows that we were milking, so we had incentive to get up in the morning and milk cows before he went to school, because we got some of the cream checks. So it was incentive to get up and do that. My dad thought, my dad once said that I remember he said once that high school athletics is a good thing to have around for the kids that don't have cows to milk. So.
Yeah. So anything else I remember about the fair? It's always been here at the fair on the west edge of Carrington, right?
It's been right here, and I guess I kind of, like I say, it started out many years ago just at a tent here, and then they built the big building for the merchants and all that stuff, and of course then there's always the food vendors here. The church usually mostly the churches had the booths there, and it used to be years ago that election years and politicians would be around here, and they'd political parties have some booths in there and that kind of thing, and so it's always been kind of an interesting local activity, and it's a place where I come to connect with people I know. And when you're busy, especially like when you're busy farming, you don't always see your friends and neighbors, but come to the fair and just about everybody's here, and so you get to say hi and catch up on what's going on, and that's one of the things I like about it too. So.
Yeah. Now you're still farming, but get a chance to check out the fair and the 4-H stuff, right?
Right. Yes. So yeah, I'm old enough to retire from farming, but I have cut back. I have a lot less acres. I used to farm a lot more acres with smaller machinery, so it used to keep me a lot busier. But I kind of like to be able to go out and plant something and harvest something. So still doing a little bit of that, and I suppose I'll do that as long as I can. So.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thanks, Charles, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Got Emma and Sarah.
Yep.
Emma, we'll start with you.
Okay.
So talk about you got a robot there, right?
Yep. It's a Lego robot. I built it about a few weeks ago. So it came in a kit, like it came in a box, so you can build other things. The past year I built a robot cat too, but it can move around. It can move forward, backward. Like it can turn to the left, to the right, go in circles, and it can sense when you shake its hand. You can also get it to like sense, like if you move your hand in front of the sensor right here, it can do different motions. If there's an object in front of it, it can stop. If there's an object in front of it, it can go around it. You can program it to do a bunch of different things.
Wow, that's cool. And did that already get judged then, or?
Yes, it did. It got a blue ribbon.
Okay, good deal. Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sarah, what do you got?
I got a planter box I made.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, I made this with my dad. I had used a nail gun to nail it, and then the real horseshoes with real horse nails that they put in horses. And then my dad came up with this idea, and to put the rope like this, and I liked it. And then what I'm going to do for the inside is put the plant that's in there with dirt that's for me in there afterwards.
Okay. And you got judge 2 already, right?
And I got blue on it.
Nice. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Good job. So we got Molly Hansen, and who's your sheep today?
This is Peaches.
Okay, so you just competed at the Showmanship, so tell us, how'd you do?
I got Grand Champion Senior Sheep Showman.
Okay, so I watched a little bit of that. Now, do they make you switch to other sheep too? You gotta handle them too as well. How does that work?
So in Showmanship, kind of it came down to the top 3, and so we switched us around just to see how we would show the other person's animal, depending on how well it was trained. and just kind of showing the faults, the downfalls of that sheep out of it as well as we could.
So the showmanship and the livestock show, there's a difference in it, right? What's kind of the main differences? You got to switch them up and need different animals and stuff?
Yeah, so we actually use the same animals for both the regular livestock show and then the showmanship contest. In the livestock show, they're judging the animal itself and how good the animal looks. In showmanship, it's more so about the person and how well they show the animal itself.
Okay, so you had to do kind of the same thing, get her all ready, prepped and everything?
Yeah, so we washed this morning, blew it out, get it dry, comb the legs out, that sort of thing. Because showmanship is still about the presentation of the animal as well.
Okay, so what else you got left to do today?
So after this, we'll have the 4-H round robin contest and then the parade of champions this afternoon, and then that'll wrap up the 4-H portion of the fair.
So far, how have you done with all your animals at the fair this year?
So I had the grand champion breeding heifer, the grand champion market lamb, and the reserve champion market lamb.
Wow, so that's a lot of grand champions. Congratulations. And what do you contribute? Like, you've been in 4-H for a little bit, and what do you contribute to that success?
I definitely have to contribute a lot of that success to my parents for allowing me to continue doing this. It's not an easy sport, as we like to call it, and it takes a lot of time and effort and patience. So definitely all adds up in the end.
Patience, key word there.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's next? You go to the state fair then, or how does that all work?
Yeah, so the state fair will be at the end of July. So basically the animals will go home and rest for about a month, and then we'll head up to Minot.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Molly, and good luck.
Of course, thank you.
So these guys, you took first and second place in the junior division of the dairy judging, correct?
Yep.
So what's your cow's name?
My calf's name is Volcano,
Volcano. So that's a cool name. How'd you come up with that one?
because she's red and white like a volcano.
So how were you feeling out there? Like, were you pretty nervous? Were you pretty at ease, or?
I was in the middle, kind of.
Okay, so what did you all have to do? You have to walk her around and tell us what you all did out there.
You walk backwards, and they ask you to set them up, and the leg that's the opposite closest to the judge, that one needs to be a half step forward.
So that takes a lot of patience to train a cow or a calf to do that, right?
Yeah.
You got a lot of patience?
Kind of.
So what else? Congrats on the win again. What else you got going on today?
We need to show our beef cow.
Okay, and that's it? The beef cow yet?
No, we're going to do that after this.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for joining us. What club are you again?
Foster County,
Okay, sounds good. And what grade are you going to be in?
4th.
4th grade. Okay, sounds good. Kadri, you're up next. So congrats. You got second place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your cow's name or calf's name again?
Greta?
Okay, so tell us about Greta, how she's pretty well behaved out there, right?
No.
No?
She's being really naughty out there, but I'm excited to go beat him in round robin now.
Yeah, so tell us about, being in there. Were you nervous a little bit, or?
No, not really.
Yeah, how long you been doing this again?
4 years?
4 years. That's right. Yep. Okay, so was this the first year you shown your calf, that calf in particular?
This calf, yes.
Okay, so tell us about her, and how long does it take to get her ready for showing?
Takes us a few hours. Some people don't do very much, and we don't. We really want to put in the time and effort to.
You gotta wash them and comb them and everything, right?
Yeah.
So what else you got going on today?
We got to go into round robin.
Okay, so what's kind of the difference there, the round robin and the showmanship?
For round robin, you show everybody's animals. Whoever won showmanship. So I'm gonna go in with my sheep, and he'll go in with his dairy heifer.
Okay, so good luck. How you feeling about that, heading into that?
I'm really excited.
Sounds good. Thanks, you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Isabel Wendell, and thanks for joining us here on your live event. And 4-H, how long you been 4-H?
It's been 8 years.
8 years, and what club are you in again?
Rural Raiders.
Okay, so you're the showmanship today. Tell us how everything's going today.
Well, I showed my lamb already in Chief Showmanship, and I got reserve with her, and I think she acted pretty well, and it was good.
So what do you think, compared to the livestock show yesterday and the showmanship, what are kind of the differences? Kind of the same, but different too, right?
Yeah. So the first show that we had yesterday was about the animal. It's about their appearance, how they look, how much muscling they have depending on the class, all that. It's all about the characteristics of the animal. While showmanship is how the showman works with their animal and how they cooperate and work together, basically.
So is it you prefer one or the other? Or?
Not really. I mean, I just really like to show, so they're both good.
And then you got a dairy heifer too, right, coming up?
A beef heifer.
Oh, beef heifer. Okay. So why did you choose those animals? Is there you just prefer those, or?
Yeah, so we raise our own beef cattle herd, so it's just easy to, pick out a show heifer and promote our brand. And sheep, I don't know when we started that, because I started showing sheep when I was like 5 years old, because we've always been doing it with my older siblings. But, I really like showing sheep. It's like nice to have a good variation of small and large animals, so.
So what's next? You go off to the state fair then too?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's into July.
Okay, and then was probably a lot more animals, a lot more 4-H'ers up there too, I would imagine, right?
Plenty. There's a lot of kids that go up there. It's a really fun time, lots of competition, so.
What do you like best about the Foster County Fair, the 4-H rides, food, all of it?
Yeah, it's all just a really good experience, and it's nice that it's local and you know everyone and you just see a lot of friendly faces and it's just friendly competition. So.
All right, well, congrats on your showmanship and everything, and good luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
Jan Top joins us right now on your live event, and Jan is Foster County Fair Board member and also awarded the dedication on Wednesday night as well. So we'll talk about that here shortly, but so what are you doing at the fair right now? You're watching the 4-H kids, right?
Yep, it's showmanship. They showed all their animals yesterday and were judged on it. Now today they get to show their skills for showing the animal.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 2 grandchildren that are showing now, so it's exciting to watch them.
How are they doing so far? Are they coming up?
Nope, they're done. Our oldest one won showmanship, and our next one was reserve champion showman. So.
Okay, sounds good. And they've been doing that for a while. I suppose been part of the program for a while.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. My grandchildren are 10 and under, so we have more coming up.
Okay, sounds good. So part of the fair board, and a lot goes into planning the fair. You start basically it's year round, right?
Yes, as soon as this fair ends, we'll start planning for the next one. We have a great group, and everyone kind of has their own parts, and we just come together then and bounce ideas off each other and start in.
When the weather's nice, that really helps too, right?
It does. We had rain, on Tuesday. That was kind of a pain, but now it's dried up, and we've had great crowds, which we're thankful for, because we really do want this to be for the people.
Okay, sounds good. And then Wednesday night, you got the fair dedication to you and your husband. So what does that mean to you?
Well, we were honored. There is a lot of very deserving people, and so for them to think that we were deserving of it is a great honor. And we love the fair. We've been here for a long time. Our kids grew up showing here, and I actually won a baby beef here like 45 years ago, judging. So we've been here a long time.
Okay, sounds good. Congrats on that again, and thanks for everything that you do on the fair board and the fair board members and everything. So.
Thank you.
Joel Lemur joins us right now, and part of the Foster County Fair Board member and a longtime member, and a lot of hard work goes into planning the Foster County Fair here in Carrington. So what you doing right now? The 4-H showmanship going on right now, right?
We're just finishing up the species showmanship. In fact, we're on the very last class of beef, senior showman at this point. And then there's going to be a short break, and then we'll do the round robin. We'll bring the champions back from each species and do the round robin and come up with that overall showman, I guess.
Okay. Yep. And the kids, they put a lot of hard work. The very clean animals, and just a very good show here for the 4-H.
When you consider Foster County is a small county, and we're not really a true livestock county, except probably over in the eastern part of the county, it's amazing that we have up to 100 large animals in our 4-H livestock shows. Mm-hmm. It's actually quite impressive.
Yep. What else is going on at the fair tonight and tomorrow?
Well, tonight we have the ranch rodeo, and I heard rumor yesterday we got 11 teams, which would be pretty impressive. Usually a good ranch rodeo takes about 8 teams, so hopefully at least 8 show up. So we're looking forward to that. And then we have hype. We have the dance afterwards, after the ranch rodeo. Working with Dennis Freeman on that, so we're going to try having that out here instead of on the main street like he normally has. So we'll see how that goes out here. Hopefully the weather cooperates and have a nice night. Okay,
sounds good. And then the horse pull tomorrow, right?
The draft horse pull tomorrow, and we got a mechanical bull coming in this afternoon. So we got carnivals running today and tomorrow yet. So okay, a lot of things are going yet.
Can you give us a glimpse for next year's fair? What's you're going to start planning here pretty quick already, right?
Yeah, we actually are going to meet the very first week of July here right away when things are still fresh in our head, and kind of go through the whole program and look at what we thought went real well, what maybe we need to look at something else for a different option and so forth. And we'll look at facilities and so forth. We're always looking at facilities. We did some facility work this year and built ourselves a storage facility and also poured a concrete slabs for some extra picnic tables and so forth around the commercial building and the food booth area. So we're always looking at projects. So we like to have that pressure on us that last week before the fair to hurry up and get those things done. So yeah, we'll look at that as well. But we'll try to start a little earlier this year as far as planning than we have in the past.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Joel, to you and everybody on the fair board for putting on a great fair every year.
Yeah, thank you, and thank everybody for showing up.
You bet. Thanks. Dion Schaaf joins us right now, Foster County District Manager for the Foster County Soil Conservation District. And Dion, thanks for joining us here. And another fair year, right?
Oh yeah, more fun. Everybody's out watching and seeing what the kids have been up to. So it's a good time, I think.
So you got a booth out here at the fair too, right?
We do have a booth in the Merchants Building, mostly information, things about drip irrigation for the trees. For anybody that's still asking, we are out of trees for this year, but if you want some to order for next year, we have an order form out on our booth table. You can take one, try and get it to us in September or October, thereabouts is usually best. But there's also, we have door prizes for anybody that stops. You can sign up to try and win a tree or a shirt. We got shirts for the little kids as well as the grown-ups. There's information there about, we have our services out there, information about the rain barrels, about the plant skid if you've got deer problems on your trees and gardens. So please stop in and just take a look and see if there's something there that's useful to you, and if so, please contact us. I also want to mention that for the folks, the little kids that are involved in the summer reading program, I will be at the library next Thursday to talk to them about trees there as well.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Dion, and coming out and enjoy the fair, watching the animals. 4-H kids putting on their show and the cattle and everything. What do you think? It's some pretty talented kids out here.
Oh yeah, they do so much out here. I talked to one of our board members and asked him, well, he's got kids in 4-H, and I noticed one of them had a display in that building with all of the craft projects, and one of them really caught my eye, and I asked how many projects does she have in, and said, well, with the animals and whatnot, I think she brought in 20. So these are some very busy, talented, some pretty amazing things the kids do.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Well, thanks, Dion, for joining us. We appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your fair.
Thank you. You too.
All right, that's going to do it for another 4-H Spotlight right here on yourliveevent.com. My name is Greg, and thanks for watching all 3 episodes here. You can go back and watch previous episodes from the 92nd Annual Foster County Fair here in Carrington, North Dakota, as we got a chance to visit some great 4-H kids, got some great interviews and good video. So thanks to all the kids, thanks to everybody involved, thanks to the fair for putting a fair board members, thanks to the fair board members for putting everything on. A great fair every year here in Carrington, and looking forward to the 93rd next year. Our broadcast, 4-H Spotlights, here on yourliveevent.com, were made possible by Sendak Cooperative, Egg Country Farm Credit Services, Dakota Central, Carrington Dental Care, Lever's Foods, Central Steel Building and Construction, Spickler Ranch South, Central City Lumber, Vambedoff Dairy, Foster County Soil Conservation District, Carr Feeds, Summit Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, and Central City Wellness. And thanks again to all those great sponsors for making it possible so we could come out here and interview a lot of bright 4-H kids and show you some great video here at the 92nd Annual Foster County Fair in Carrington. So that's going to be our final updates here from the fair. And like I said earlier, you can go back and watch previous ones as well right here on Your Live Event. You can go to YouTube, search Your Live Event, or go to yourliveevent.com. I'm Greg, broadcasting for yourliveevent.com. Have a great rest of your weekend.